Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of this series. In today's episode we are going to be creating the plugin and all the basics to do with the plugin. We're going to be using IntelliJ. I was going to be using Eclipse, but I've changed some bits up and realised that it's way easier to use IntelliJ than anything else. So, what we need to do is we need to install a JDK. So we're going to install JDK 12, we need to install IntelliJ, and that's it. There's nothing else we need to install from there, other than some plugins for IntelliJ, for stuff to work and for us to have a better experience inside of it. So the first thing you want to do is go to your Internet Explorer, so I've got Chrome, and you just want to search up JDK 12, download. You want to go to the first link by Oracle, click that, and then you just want to scroll, you want to click view accounts, then you want to do sign in or create an account if you don't have one, but yeah, sign in. If you don't have an account, just press create account, make an account. If you don't want to do that, then you can search up Oracle fake account and go to this website, and you can use these. I'm not too sure how successful these are. Let me actually try one here. So what you just want to do is copy like the top one maybe, because that's the best success rate, put it over into here and then just press sign in, and as you can see it didn't work, or it might have. It didn't work, so they might work, they might not work, but if you want to use these, then try it. If none of those work, then just create an account with them. So next you want to go down to the bottom, and if you're using Windows then you want to click the exe. If you're using Mac you want to press a DMG, and then I think with Linux you want to press a .deb. So click the one that you want. For me it's this one, so you just want to click on here, press, then you probably have it pop up, and then you just want to press the one that says download basically, and then you just want to go save, and that's now downloading. So after installing the JDK you want to just go into a new tab, or you can just use the same tab, but yeah, go into a new tab and just search IntelliJ, and it's this first link, the jetbrains.com link. Just click that and then press download, and you'll be redirected to this page, and you want to use the community one, not the ultimate, because the ultimate one after 30 days you have to pay. So use this one, it's free and it's the same for all of them, so just use this one. As you can see, you do get everything you need, so we just need Java and Maven, that's all we really need, and maybe GitHub. We don't really need to use any of this other stuff, but if you want to get that then do it, but I wouldn't suggest it if you're starting out. So just press on the community, press download, and then save, and that should then start the download process for that. So whilst that's downloading we can then install our JDK, so just double click on that JDK file you installed, downloaded, and then click yes. And then it says, for me it says I've already got this software, but if you don't have it then just continue. If you do have it then you don't have to do this step, but I'm just doing this just to show you. So once it loads up, this is what you'd get if you clicked on it and you didn't have the JDK already. So you just want to click next, let this load, and after this it should be finished as well, so it should be quite quick and easy for you to finish off. And you just want to click close, not next steps, just close, and that's all that done. So once IntelliJ has finished installing, you just want to double click on it, and it's this file, the ideal C, and then you just want to press yes, next, and then you can choose any folder you want to have it in. I just keep it where it says ready. I've got enough space for it. So just press next, and then I like to tick the create desktop shortcut and then update path variables. So you can do that if you want. I'm not going to do that because it needs to restart the computer. I can't do that because, well, I'm doing the video, but I know it's already on path variables, so I can just click next and then install, and that creates obviously the widget down here, and it also installs all of the stuff we will need in order to use it. So once it's finished installing, you just want to tick this box and then press finish. And this will just open IntelliJ up, and in here you just want to do not import settings and press OK. This will then just open it up and you'll get a window looking like this. So what you want to do is go to plugins. Before doing project or anything like that, go plugins, and what you want to there's a few of them that you need to install, and there's some of them you don't have to install, but you can if you want to. So for me personally, I would have .ignore, which, as you can see, it's for all of these, and it supports IntelliJ, and yeah, it has some quite cool features. Helps with GitHub stuff and rules and all of that if you're doing that. So if you are using GitHub, then use this. The next one you want to have as a definite is, I think it's called Tabnine. Did you spell it right? Yes, this one. So this is like an autocomplete for Java. It used to be this one, but they've made this one, and yeah, stick with this one and just accept that. The next one I'd say is key promoter. This one. What this does is, if you do something like, let's say you build your server, it will tell you a shortcut. It will tell you how many times you've not used the shortcut, but it basically helps you get used to the IDE and using it. The next thing I like to install is the OneDark theme, and loads of people use this theme. So that's what most people use, I think, when coding in IntelliJ, so you can use that as well. If you don't want that theme, then search for other themes. The next big one you want is Minecraft development. This one, install that. You have to have this for this tutorial to work for you. So install that one. The next one I like would be string manipulator. This is also quite a big one that quite a few people use. As you can see, it has case stuff and like lowercase. You can toggle lowercase words, camel case, and stuff like that. And loads more cool stuff. So you can use that if you want. And the last thing I like is Discord integration. Now this, if you use Discord, you can have like pop-up set up so people can click on your profile and then they can see what you're playing. Well, this does it the exact same thing, just with your project. So you can install that if you use Discord as well, and you just want to press restart there, so it restarts, gets all of that all sorted. If you go into plugins now, go installed, you can see we've got all of these installed. Now there's a few more that I like to install. You don't have to do any of this, but one of them is called Atom Material Icons. You can install that. That's just basically icons for files and stuff. And I quite like it. You can see, it basically shows you what stuff is. So like if you had a MongoDB folder named MongoDB, then it would change the file picture to look like the leaf from MongoDB and stuff like that. So that's quite cool to install. And that's all of the plugins we have, or that you can have. The ones you definitely need is this one, but the rest, and this one, but the rest you don't really need. But yeah, so after installing those, resetting IntelliJ, you want to go projects, and then you want to press new project at the top, and in here you want to come down to generators and then Minecraft, and then you've got all of these. So if you're doing a waterfall plugin, bungee cord plugin, all of these plugins or mods as well, then click on those. For us, we're using a Spigot plugin, doing a Spigot plugin. So select Spigot, and up here, make sure you've got version 12 up here. And then you just want to click next. And then in here, we need to add all of the necessary information. So what I do is if you have a website, then you put your website in here. I'm not really too sure how it works, but if you need help with that, then go on to the Spigot Discord server and stuff like that. Search it up, basically. I'm not really too sure, but for starters, you just want to do me and then dot and then your name. So for me, I'm doing the Rifty. And then you want to do your artifact ID, which is the name of your plugin. So mine's going to be tutorial plugin. And then I'm just going to get rid of this snapshot and make sure this is on Maven as well. After doing all of this, you want to click next. And in here, you have your plugin name, which if that's the name of your plugin, then use that. And then the main class is here. We're doing a 1.16.5 server, Spigot plugin, so we want to scroll down to 1.16.5, but it can also go down to 1.12. I do suggest sticking above 1.13 because they do change some bits, and yeah, I'd suggest going 1.16 or above. The next things, we can add a description, so this is a description. We can do that. And then the authors, you, and then if anyone else works on it as well, then put their names here. So I'm just gonna put mine in. And then if you've done your website here, just add it here. And then these I'm not too sure about. The depend and soft depends is if you're using dependencies, which you have to make your plugin work. So let's say you had World Edit and you used that in some of your stuff. If it was something that you had to have, you put it in here, but if it's something you didn't need to have, really, you can put it in soft depend. Anyway, let's press next. The project name I'm going to call tutorial plugin. This can be whatever you want, but I choose to call it that because it's tutorial. Click next, and that should create the plugin for you. So as you can see, we've got our tutorial plugin, and we just need to let it load a little bit. It does some bits for us, and as you can see, there's loads of stuff. So when it comes up in rich presence, just click show project and files. If you don't click that, then don't worry. But as you can see, it's adding loads of stuff. It's also indexing JDK12, and it will do loads of this stuff. So we just basically need to wait for this to finish loading, and there we go. So now we've got a plugin. It is located in main Java, and me.therifty.tutorial plugin, and this is our main class, and it has everything set up for us. And our plugin.yml is in here. It's got everything sorted out for us as well. And we also have a pom.xml. Now this is like the main file almost, which like we use to export our stuff, and we're going to add some bits into here in just a second because it's not already in here and we kind of need it almost. So what we need in here is we will be using some of these at a later date. We're not going to be using these just yet. So what you want to do is in the dependencies, make sure you're underneath the dependency here. Underneath that you want to do the exact same as I'm doing, so do the little arrow and click dependency. That did not work, don't worry about that. Alright, so do the arrow, dependency, and it should do that. So we'll just tab those out a little bit. Then in here you want to do group ID dot project, and then it's Lombok group ID, and then you want to do version, then our version is 1.18.20 with then this / version. Then underneath it you want to do scope provided, and that's this bit done. So next you want to go up and you want to go to this configuration, and underneath it, underneath the create dependency reduce POM, you want to do output file, not directory, file. Then inside here is where you want to put your file. So for me, I've got a server already set up. If you don't have a server set up already, I'd suggest watching the first episode, which we talk about how to create the server. It is 1.16 and it's all set up on a void world. So you want to navigate to your server, then go plugins and just click on the top and then copy that, come over here, and in the middle of this output, these two output files, you just want to paste that in, and that should be everything, and we should be all good to go. So once you've got all of this done, we just want to click up here, this load Maven changes. If it's not there, then you want to click on Maven at the right, click that, then click this, and as you can see, we could have pressed Ctrl+Shift+O to load the Maven changes and stuff. And we can also see we've got some errors here. I'm not too sure why we've got errors, so let me just check why we've got those errors and I'll be back. Okay, I missed a very crucial part, and it's this bit. So in the dependency that we've just created for Lombok, we want to do artifact ID, and in here it's Lombok. Now what Lombok is, it's basically just a getter and setter. We will be using that for later videos when we're using trying to get stuff from servers and that, for SQL stuff, or not SQL, databases and stuff like that. So it's good to have it there now, as we've got it there. And actually we can change this to 1.18.22 because that's the new version that's just come out, I'm guessing, because it wasn't like that yesterday. So we've got that. Now we should have everything sorted, and what we want to do is just to make sure we've got our server up and running, is we want to do, you don't have to do this, but I like doing this. So get server dot get, I forgot what one it was, plugin manager, it was get console sender dot send message, and then in here we're doing that color dot green, not green, and we do plus, and here we do this with then the name of your plugin, so tutorial, I can spell tutorial plugin has been enabled, and we just need to import this, so we just do import class, and then it's the top one, so you just press that, and that imports everything for us. And let's do the exact same for the bottom one as well, for the on disable, and in here let's just change this to red, and then change the enabled to disabled. We should be good to go. So let's just go file, save all, or Control S. We can then go to build. Actually no, before we do that we need to go to file, project structure. In here we need to go artifacts, then we need to press the add button, jar, from modules with dependencies, and then click OK. This adds everything we need, and then just click apply and OK, and then we go build artifacts, and then build. We just let this run. It shouldn't take too long, but it should build everything for us for that, and it has in 4 seconds. We then just go to run and press run tutorial plugin build. We can also press it up here once it comes up here, which is there, and we don't have access. I'm not too sure why we don't have access. It should have access. Let me have a look at this error. You might not get this error, but if you do, then yeah. Okay, so I forgot to mention something. You have to do Alt gear and then the hash, so backslash, and then you need to do the name of the file. So for me, I'm just going to do tutorial plugin, then .jar, and that's important because the actual file doesn't know that. So let's do that, then we need to refresh that, which we can just do Control-Shift-O4, and at the top we just want to click the run, and let's just run that. We shouldn't get an error now. It should build, and there we go. We have built our first plugin. So now we just need to check if it works. So what you want to do is you just want to find your server. Mine's here. Just go into your server and then you just want to open it. So for me, start.bat, and this will open up, and we shouldn't get an error. And just let this load, and we can see our plugin has been enabled, and that's good. That means everything's working and we've got the plugin all up and running. So if you enjoyed this episode and it's helped you a lot, then maybe consider hitting the like button. If it didn't, then maybe hit the dislike button and comment down below what you wanted to, like, or why. However, if you do want to see more videos, then maybe hit the subscribe button and bell next to it. That would really help me with building this server and like the community. So yeah, this is the second episode. The third episode should be coming out over the next few days, and that's going to be commands. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you later. Goodbye.